What is going on? How is everybody tonight? Okay. All right. So I guess we're going to get on to this, yeah? Told you guys it was going to go live tonight for those of you that are night owls. For those of you that like the late streams. Told y'all that I would be going live tonight. And I think I think I warned you. But let's have a laugh for a second. Let's have a chuckle. What is an NFL 5th round pick? What is an NFL 5th round pick? You can get whatever you want, apparently, with a 5th round pick. Oh my goodness. Sam Shields, Peters, Talib. They traded away, what was it, Okafor? What in the world is going on? I cannot believe that the Rams are making these moves. I mean, in comparison, you look at like Sam Brilo. The Falcons got Sam Brilo. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I get it. Then you look at like, oh, Bennett, you know, he was worth a 5th round pick apparently. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess that's the worth of a 5th round pick now. I mean, you can get a pretty good player for a 5th round pick. And then Aqib Talib. and then you're like, huh. What in the world is going on? I knew this was going to be wacky. I knew we were going to have a wacky offseason, but I didn't know we were going to have this kind of wacky offseason. To have a 5th round pick, you can use it on Pro Bowl players, former Pro Bowl players. And now teams like the Rams and the Seahawks are mortgaging their future away for everything right now and 5th round picks. Oh my Lord. How is this possible? The power of a 5th round pick. It's incredible. It's ridiculous. I was going to listen to the Falcoholic tonight. I promised everybody that I would do a stream tonight. So here I am doing the same stream that I was doing this morning. And those of you that didn't catch it can now hear this bit. The Falcons are going to be okay. It's going to be fine. I mean, after seeing these other trades, it's been a little whoa, but the Falcons are going to be fine. I don't know what they're saying on the Falcoholic right now on their podcast, but I can say this much. Trust in the process, believe in Dan Quinn, believe in Thomas Dimitroff. As hard as that may be for some of you who do not like Thomas Dimitroff, believe in the process, believe what they're doing. Believe in what they've got planned. If they are getting guys like Levitri and Brooks Reed to take pay cuts. And if they are preparing themselves to pay Matt Ryan a big sum. And they're getting these guys together. They're putting all their ducks in a row. You can obviously see a plan going on. And while the Rams are making splash moves, and you can see the Seahawks making some moves to clear cap space, and you see the Eagles getting some of the picks here, and you see Miami making a couple of moves here. Remember, Dan Quinn builds through the draft. He gets his players. And that's always what they've been. Terrell Powell, the real Pat Man, Staxon, David Wright, PSN. All of y'all, thank you for joining the chat. I appreciate it. Take a quick bite of this. So look, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that's just going to tell you right now. Look, the Falcons are fine. They're going to be fine. Lunatic Fringe, what's up, my dude? I came to the realization today that maybe this is the defense equivalent of Julio Jones, but I think the Falcons are going to make a move this year in the draft. Up. They made a move last year to get Tack. It wasn't very far, but it was far enough. This year, I can see it again. I can see the Falcons doing it again. Not grabbing Michael Bennett tells me two things. Number one, they are looking at somebody in free agency, and they're not willing to throw a fourth round pick at Bennett. And number two, IMC, what's going on, my man? Good to see you. Number two, Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn must have talked this over and must have been getting pushed to give the fourth round pick up to Seattle, and they said, no, we have other plans. And if the Falcons sitting at number 26 in this draft are looking here and saying, where can we go? What can we do? Where can we go and what can we do with this? And Arthur Blank saying, let's get it done. Let's go. This is the Falcons' one chance to do something that no other team has ever done, which is win a Super Bowl in their own stadium. Possibly play through the whole playoffs in their own stadium. Then he is most likely breathing down the necks of Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff to make the moves that are needed to be made to get this team to where it needs to be. And Thomas and Dan are very smart people and are going to go probably say, we got this. Let us build not only for the now, but for the future as a whole, because this team cannot fall off like the Seahawks just did. Which, by the way, just throwing this out there, that it's kind of funny how the Seahawks have fallen apart without Dan Quinn. Not saying Dan Quinn is the ultimate reason why the Seahawks were successful and the Legion of Boom was what it was, but I am saying that it's kind of coincidence that Dan Quinn's there one moment, he leaves to go do his own thing, and within a span of 3 to 4 years, the Seahawks defense implodes. Injuries, players getting old, and the system begins to fall apart. That defense could have been dominant for 5-10 years, as long as it got retooled. But suddenly, the Seahawks players and acquisitions that they made in free agency and in the draft aren't working out as good as or as well as they hoped. And suddenly, the Falcons are the ones that are making good draft decisions. They're grabbing defensive talent. Isn't that weird? Interesting. Johnny, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the chat. Let's see here. Rams are lucky to have Goff, Gurley, and rookie contracts. And Donald, not paid yet. This is going to be the best they're going to be. We're building something sustainable. Correct. Very true. So it's just kind of funny to watch Dan Quinn go from one place to another. The Seahawks aren't sustaining themselves and implode, and Dan Quinn creates something over here in Atlanta. Correct, Platman. Correct. Not enough followers. Way too many alphas. But it's not about alphas and betas, is it really? It's about a team effort. You can have 100 alphas for all you care. And you can be successful as long as balance is maintained, as long as there's an understanding within the entire team. And there was an understanding. Everybody was accountable for themselves when Dan Quinn was there. And then it started going off the rocker. And then, meanwhile, in Atlanta, 2015, clear out the old stuff. 2016, balance yourselves, become a little more sustainable. 2017, change out some more of the old guard. 2018, most important draft the Falcons can have to show where the Falcons are going with Dan Quinn. And if we, as Falcons fans, trust this system, trust this coaching staff, then we have nothing to worry about, because I'm pretty sure the Falcons are going to go back into this next draft, grab more complement pieces to this defense and offense, and continue to sustain themselves going forward. And free agency will get themselves extra little chess pieces here and there, a couple pawns, couple bishops, couple knights, couple rooks, put in a couple places here and there. But the main focus will be the draft. We all know this. This is too easy. We all know this. Very, very easy. I am happy with how the Falcons are treating this offseason. But, time out for 1 second. I am not a robot, okay? I have emotions, I have feelings, I have likes and dislikes. And when you tease Michael Bennett to me, it kind of hurts. But like I said on Dirty Bird Nation on Facebook, on my live video, people are blaming Thomas Dimitroff for not getting this done. People are blaming Dan Quinn for not getting this done. Together, they made a decision to not give away a 4th round pick because they didn't have a 5th round pick. Well, Sembrilo, that's a wasted 5th round pick. No, that's called covering your ass. We have so many pieces that we can move. Patman in the chat going, say, we're so flexible right now. It's true. It's true. We're very, very flexible. Is there any other team right now that you can say that has so many pieces that can kind of move? Not acquiring Michael Bennett hurt me a little bit, but I understood. I didn't overreact to it. So please do not come at me if you're a Falcons fan or, you know, you're a fake Falcons fan covering as a Falcons fan and start telling me, hey, it's Thomas Dimitroff's fault. It's not. The drafts have been successful. Plenty of guys have come around and flocked together. In this entire organization, Pioli and Dimitroff and Quinn and the rest of the coaching staff together have all come together to shore up any deficiencies between any of the coaches to make sure that we attack the draft and free agency in the proper manner. I mean, anybody want to debate that? I think there's not really anything to debate. When you know you have deficiencies in one department, you bring in more guys to do it. And together you work as a team to get things done. That's any office, any workplace. When you're missing a particular something, you bring that person in and go, this will fix the problem. As long as that person buys in. Cody Stokes, what's going on, my man? So am I crazy for thinking we should give Vic a long-term deal and choose Grady and Tack to pay? Shouldn't give Vic a long-term deal. Can't pay more than 2 D-line guys 10 plus mil. Well, let me answer that by saying this. And I don't know if the Falcoholic friends are going to think the same way that I do, but unless Vic Beasley has an amazing year this year, shore up Grady Jarrett and draft who you need in the draft to complement Grady. Don't worry about Tack because he's on a rookie deal. And again, I stress 100%. Shore up what's going on the D-line and figure out what Vic Beasley has done for 2018 and then attack that monster. Because there's a possibility that you could allow Vic Beasley to walk. But I'm not going to promote that. I'm going to say, you have a good piece there. Why would you give it away? Why would you waste it? He was a former sack leader of the NFL, 15 and a half sacks, remember? And he struggled in this system to find his place. But that's because we've had to use him, and this people understand, everybody in here needs to understand, we didn't have a Sam linebacker all of last year. And having guys rotate in and out of that space hurt us. Vic Beasley's not a linebacker. He's a defensive end. He's a speed rush defensive end. He's a one-trick pony. But there's nothing wrong with having a one-trick pony because those are exciting times. Having a one-trick pony can mean that you can do other things across the defensive line and they have to account for that and there'll be too much going on. So remember, Duke Riley falling short, meaning that Vic Beasley had to cover for that and he wasn't ready to cover for that, meant that we had a deficiency in one particular area. There's layers, just like onions are ogres. Shrek joke. What are you going to do about it? But again, I stress, until he proves that he can be consistent as a defensive end, which I think he will because he's going to be full-time defensive end again back this year, and he won't have to do any linebacker work, which, oh my Lord, thank God, then that means that we can concentrate on other things. If Duke Riley can step up and we can go grab another linebacker that can service in that area, then we, again, like I said, just like with the front office, just like with the rest of the coaching staff, you bring in people to shore up your deficiencies in particular areas. When you're missing something, you bring something in to take over or at least come in and support it. Vic Beasley has the worst spin move. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's just right in the middle. He shouldn't use it too much. It should just be something in his bag of tricks. Felix the cat. Vic Beasley weighs 200 pounds. No, he weighs 245 pounds, 250, something right there. Tack is a better player than Big. Who is Big? Revolving door. Pay DBs cheap, LBs and DTs. Pay linebackers DTs. Cheap rookie DBs and keep it rolling. Yeah. Trade Vic. We did a good job executing. Good to see you in the chat. I mean, if you want to trade Vic Beasley, then you got to find a partner. What are you going to get for him? So explain yourself. Don't just say statements like that. You're being stupid. And I've become that type of person online now, is that if I don't see a full explanation of why you want a particular person traded or how they're going to be traded, and you're just asking for something to happen, then I'm going to call you stupid. That's just how it is. Let's see. Tack was in the first round. Neil, fifth-year options, can't play tack and Vic together on rundowns anyway. True. It's got to be on nickel. It's got to be on passing downs. Let's see here. Vic needs to play Leo, defensive end, full-time. Just speed rush against left tackles. Let tack eat up the right tackles. I actually like the opposite. Vic Beasley is so much better against right tackles with a lot of speed rush. And left tackles get beat up by Tack McKinley. So have Vic on the right and have Tack on the left. Have him beat people up. Let's see. Vic weighs more. People just saying shit to say shit. Yep, pretty much. Get Aaron Lynch from the Niners. I'm not going to get into that. Beasley essentially taking Claiborne's role. Yeah, but then now somebody has to take Vic Beasley's role as a backup defensive end. People just don't understand that, by the way. And I think Real Patman I know he gets that. But we still got to have another defensive end to come in because we got rid of Shelby. So there has to be somebody that comes in and plays that spot, right? Because Claiborne is gone. Crawford will be back, which means you're adding more stuff there. But you still need a backup. So I'm still looking for a backup defensive end or a guy that we can train. I'm not going to just go, we're just going to roll with Vic, Tack, Crawford, and Brooks Reed. Yeah, that's a terrible idea. But if you want to kind of get a double kind of like sandwich deal there, you can get Tevin Bryan or you can get Sam Hubbard, who are both defensive tackle, defensive end types that can switch both back and forth, or a Chad Thomas or the kid out of Mizzou. You can grab one of those guys and they can switch to inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, depending on your preference. Which, by the way, I saw a stupid Falcons fan come up to me on social media and tell me that Sam Hubbard would be a terrible pick for the Falcons because he is not going to play defensive end. And if you look at the tape and you watch what's going on, Sam Hubbard plays both of those positions. That's what Michael Bennett would have done. And this guy was for Michael Bennett, which was kind of funny because I was like, Michael Bennett plays inside outside, and he goes, no, he doesn't. He only plays defensive tackle. And I laughed and said, whatever you want, bro. I swear some Falcons fans come up to me and they act like complete artards. I won't say the R word because apparently that's not a nice word to say to people now. But I digress. Stepping back into it again. And I'm pretty sure Mo Wilkerson is going to go sign somewhere else where there's big money involved. Because even if the Falcons can get 10 million or 8 million or 5 million off of the Matt Ryan contract extension and restructure, or just extension in general, then you're looking at, 20 million, maybe. Whoever we draft, it's fair to say DQ has earned benefit of the doubt. Whoa. We're not going to nail every single pick. Just got to get 2 to 3 legit contenders. Okay, timeout for just a second. Benefit of the doubt. Let's step back to 2015. No, let's step back to 2014. Remember our defense in 2014? Paul Warlow? Yeah. Then DQ comes in here and get it done. Then 2016 comes around. More DQ guys drafted. The Grady Jarretts and the Vic Beasleys of the world have joined us already. We've become a Campbell and Deion Jones and Keanu Neal by 2017. We have progressed and gotten better and better. And more of the free agents are bye-bye out the door. More of the Mike Smith defense is bye-bye out the door. And we are making a step forward with the younger players. Now we have one extra thing to learn. There's no benefit of the doubt. Dan Quinn's doing his business. Thomas Dimitroff's doing his business. We have no business blaming them for anything that's happened to the Falcons up to this point. Because you can blame Mike Smith for 5 years worth of not training any players, and now we had to basically reboot the computer all over again. I'm fired up tonight, and we're going to continue going. Falcons fan 408, which that is the area code that I live in. Oh, you mean the starting linebacking core of Warlow, Bartu, and Spoon. In the day, Spoon was good. Now, not so great. Teams that find a ton of starters every draft are doing something wrong. Hashtag Cleveland. Oof. Ouch. Paul Warlow was amazing crying emoji. Oh my Lord, please in heaven and mercy. No, but seriously, with a huge smile on my face, no, please no. Y'all enjoy Keanu Neal and Debo, Duke for later maybe, Campbell, hidden gem. Y'all enjoy Vic Beasley, Grady Jarrett, Tack McKinley. Y'all enjoying the fact that Trufant and Alford stuck around and we gave them good contracts. They're both very good corners. Y'all enjoy this defense that every day is proving to be something different, something new, something fresh, something great. The Brian Pools of the world coming out of nowhere and our group training them and they get better. That wasn't around when Mike Smith was around, was it? So again, I step back to the first conversation we had at the beginning of this live show, which is stop blaming Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn for not getting Michael Bennett. We did the right thing. Do not give a 4th round pick away, even though we were so gung-ho about it. Don't give it away because there must be something wrong. There's a red flag here, right? Everyone in here in the chat can say there's something wrong. If teams are giving things away for 5th round picks, something's not right. Something's wrong. There's cap dumping going on. So we need to hold on to our pick and go, whoa. We can get starters out of a 4th round pick. And we don't have a 5th round pick because we went and made sure we covered our asses last year on offensive line with Sembrilo. And people will get uppity about that. Well, we don't have a 5th round pick this year because we got a guy that didn't do anything in the field. Sembrilo had to be picked up by the Falcons to make sure we covered our butts when our players started to get injured as the season progressed. We had to cover ourselves. You don't just go in guns a-blazing and not have some extra bullets. You got to make sure that you're loaded, locked, and ready to go. And that's why I'm saying 5th round pick disappeared this last season, and now this season we don't have it. Nobody needs to complain. Nobody needs to whine. Yes, we may have gotten Michael Bennett for a 5th round pick this year, but at least we didn't give away our 4th round pick where we can get a starter because Dan Quinn's so good at that. And Thomas Dimitroff's so good at getting him guys to be able to do that. Our 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th round picks can all become potential starters on this team and become gems for this team. Isn't that crazy? Don't you guys like that? Don't all of you guys think that that is nuts? That you, in 4 rounds, we can pick out 4 starters and be on multiple years on the team and be worth something. Not a lot of teams can do that. So congratulations to the coaching staff. Congratulations to the coaching staff for being able to not only grow 4th round picks, which are 4th and 3rd round picks, are guys that they're there to learn. They don't have all the skills. But once a coaching staff grabs onto them, their talons grab onto them, they can morph them into something. 2nd round guys, those guys are already matured, but they lack certain discipline. And 1st round guys are as polished as you can possibly get them with a little bit of technique that needs to be run. Isn't it crazy that in the first round, the second round, the third round, the fourth round, the Falcons can hit on almost every single one of those? Michael Bennett better not get double-digit sacks. Cody, do you even care? Like, I'm not being mean. I'm like throwing this out there. Do you even care? He's an Eagle now. What do you care? What do I care? Doesn't matter. He's not wearing red and black. It does not matter to me. You should be thinking about Takk McKinley getting sacks this year. You should be thinking about the possibility of Vic Beasley getting back to his 15.5 sack form, going back to defensive end. By the way, I missed somebody saying Damontae Kazee to start at free safety because he eventually will. I guarantee that. He eventually will. I think Ricardo Allen's days are probably numbered. I love Rico. I love him to death. Falcon for life. But the moment that we let him go and Damontae Kazee steps in, I have no worries at all. I know he will be great. Yeah. Michael Bennett is amazing, but he's not on my team, so I don't give an F. Not a single F. Nope, no Fs given. Here is a closet full of the Fs that I give. I'm pointing to my back wall. I'm not even pointing to my closet. There's no closet here with Fs. Let me remind you one more time, and I'm not going to go on a rant. It's just simple. Very like 2-sentence based. DQ built this team with TD, and there's no reason to blame them for covering their asses in 2016 to make sure that we made it to the playoffs and we were in a position to make moves. That's called ignorance. That's called whining and complaining over nothing. Spilt milk, ladies and gentlemen. Cody, I'm just on fire tonight. Don't worry about it. I'm not trying to persecute you or nail you to a cross. You're fine. I am in a tirade, and I am this close to telling off not only Falcons fans, but if a Saint fan were to walk in here, I'd start swinging. I'd start swinging. Because they don't have any cap, and they shouldn't be able to have any players ever anymore at all. Falcons fans, we need to be connected. Concerned about us, not Michael Bennett. Yeah. Good. David Wright's got it. We need more turnovers. Yeah, definitely need more turnovers. And you know what's really interesting is that the Falcons really haven't talked to a lot of first-round talent. We talked to B.J. Hill, we talked to Justin Jones. I mean, they talked to Vita Vea, but that's maybe the only first-round talent that they've talked to. They talked to James Daniels, but a lot of people have him in the second round in mocks. They didn't even talk to Deron Payne or Taven Bryan. Isn't that crazy? You're still stuck on Sam Hubbard? Yeah. It would be fun. It'd be neat. Richard Sherman should play for the Falcons. If he's willing to come in on a really, really small deal, maybe a year, 2 years max, and he's willing to play nickel corner? That's why we won't get Richard Sherman, is because there's no reason to move Alford or Trufant, who have proven themselves on both sides of the ball, by the way, both the right and left outsides, to put them at nickel corner. Just no reason to do that. Just, no reason to go out of, there's no reason to go out of your way to waste money, you know? It's like, I don't know. That's like buying a sports car and PSN, you better chill. That's like buying a sports car and then saying, you know what, man? I'm going to go buy a Hummer. and your sports car is just sitting there, you'll be like, I'm going to use my sports car to travel, and I'm going to use my Hummer to go from here to there. Why wouldn't you just use the sports car and drive it around and be a total, badass, We don't need a big splash signing unless it's only 1 year. And we need to save cap for Grady, and Vic's 5th-year option is coming. Yeah, the 5th-year option is probably coming. Who was it? Johnny actually was the one who said it. But that 5th-year option is probably going to be where we're going. We'll just sign him to 1 more year on top of that. Who drives Hummers? I don't know, man. I was just making an analogy. Who knows? But if I'm looking at the Falcons and who they've talked to as far as talent-wise, they've talked to a lot of 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th round guys. And I have the belief right now that the Falcons are going to make a big-time move in the draft. I have that feeling in my bones. I don't usually get that feeling. Like, I have the feeling that they'll trade, but I have the feelings in my bones right now that the Falcons want to make the push. The Super Bowl is in their own stadium. The playoffs could be all through their own stadium, and they'll play 8 times this year in their own stadium, just like any other season. But they could literally walk through their stadium into the Super Bowl. They would never have to leave. They could stay at Flowery Branch to practice every week. I could feel it right in my bones that we do a trade up in the first round. If we don't do a trade up in the first round, it'll be because one guy is gone, and that's the only guy that we've talked to that has a first round grade, and that is Vita Vea. If for some reason, some crazy reason, Vita Vea is within striking distance, within the mid-teens, and we can find a partner to get there, I would not be too surprised that the Falcons grab him. I don't know how many picks we're going to be throwing, but I have this thing in my bones right now, and y'all are going to start leaving in droves, but I'm never wrong when I get this feeling. You're going to be like, Lieutenant Dan, get out of here. No. Every time I get this feeling, it's right on point. If we pull the trigger, I would not be surprised if the Atlanta Falcons walk out of this draft with only about 3 or 4 draftees total, and we are gutted for picks next year. We do a Julio Jones type of go, and grab Vita Vea as our Julio Jones on defense. He's not working out at his pro day because he hurt himself at the combine, where he ran a 5.1 something silly, something really just like, what? Why? How did you run that? You're 346 pounds. How'd you run that? But I get these feelings in my bones, man, and they're never wrong. It's always stick with your gut type of thing. It's gut-wrenching when that happens. But in my bones, like in the pit of my stomach, I could feel it. The Falcons are getting ready. Falcons are getting ready to make a move. I don't know what kind of move this is going to be. Don't know how far it's going to be down the rabbit hole, but it's going to be. I'm prepared for us to leave the draft with 4 picks. I'm with you. I believe it. I truly, truly do. What's going on, B-Baller? John Christopher. Good to see both of you guys in here. No, I pulled a lot of people. Yeah, I didn't pull in a lot of people. I pulled a couple of people away from the Falcoholics live stream tonight, and I will probably go listen to that a little bit later, their podcast episode, and hear what they're talking about. But I'm pretty sure that it's the same thing we're talking about right now, only they're probably obsessing over Michael Bennett more than I am right now. Right now, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever, move on. Where they've probably done a whole segment on him already. My segment was more focused on less Michael Bennett and more make sure that we don't prosecute Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn for what they're doing. I can't remember. I can't remember if Soliai was a big guy coming into the draft. I'm not talking about weight-wise, height-wise. I'm talking about like draft-wise. So y'all tell me. Johnny, you're right, man. You're right. Roll with DQ or die. Seriously, we've never had a team like this. We've never had a coach like this. Even Dan Reeves. Let's be honest. Dan Reeves, one of those all-time great coaches for the Falcons. Mike Smith will be up there because of the records and the things that he did with us. And, Dan Reeves. Dan Reeves will be there because he's the old ball coach. Let's remember who he is. But neither Mike Smith nor Dan Reeves had this type of developmental squad. They've never had this much development power. And Dan Quinn and this group of coaches have done something miraculous to this team. And I know a lot of teams are going to be like, yeah, well, a lot of teams do that. No, not a lot of teams do what we're doing right now. Taking a lot of talent, a lot of young dudes, and letting them play and really working them into the system. It's amazing. Yeah, there's no reason to talk about Bennett anymore. We're done. One of my last 2 points before we get going, I want to make this point as well. And I think it's kind of imperative that we think about this as we go forward. I know that it's fun to think about a trade up. I know that in my bones, it's usually right when I say the Falcons are going to trade up, the Falcons are going to trade down, the Falcons are going to pick this particular type of player because these are the facts and these are the truths of the matter. But if the Falcons stay put at 26 and they find a way to grab any more picks than they already have, we've won again, kids. Going up or going backwards, the Atlanta Falcons are going to win this draft from my eyes, my perspective. They've done such a great job getting themselves to this point that I feel and truly have started to believe in the fact that the Falcons can't do any wrong with this draft, but it is imperative that they get at least 2 starters out of this draft. And y'all gonna call me crazy, but 2 starters out of this draft is not out of this realm of possibility. At least the first round talent, and if we drop back, then I mean, okay, well then the first pick that we make, but at least the first and second round talents need to be able to be starters on this team instantly. And then the other 2 dudes, if we only walk away with 4 picks from this draft, the other 2 dudes, in my opinion, can hang around and learn and grow unless they ball out, which I would not be too surprised because of this Dan Quinn coaching staff and how they're able to groom and develop players. It's amazing how they're able to do it. Duke Riley wasn't as bad as we thought he was. He just, as a player, has really not been able to take in this development like other players have. Every player works differently. So, at least 2 undrafted free agent rookies will make the team. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. There will be somehow that some undrafted free agent rookies will join this team and they will make an impact somewhere. What about a wide receiver? Man, and I've been thinking about it. Taking a wide receiver early, if we don't get some guys in free agency, which I bet we do go get somebody in free agency. But if we do decide to take a wide receiver in the first round, or we take him in the first 4 picks that we have, I would not be mad. I would not be upset by this particular setup. And I think the viewers in here need to understand that there are still way too many roads for us. I was going to say multiple avenues, but there are way too many roads for us to still take. It needs to condense a little bit. We need to kind of narrow out some of the roads that are not possible. And then when we get closer in the next 2 weeks after free agency has kind of come and gone, when that happens, then we can kind of see the true road that's going down and whether or not the Falcons truly can make a trade or trade back, or we can pinpoint at least one of these guys. Do you think Teron Ward will survive another camp? I can't answer that because that's money that has yet to be put on the table. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done the Matt Ryan contract, so I'm kind of sitting here like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Until this Matt Ryan contract situation is up and over, and I know what we've done in free agency, I don't know if I can answer a question like that for a third running back until I know what they've done with Ryan and Grady Jarrett, Jake Matthews, possibly Tevin Coleman on a contract, because the Falcons were talking to today, they were talking to a running back out of, I can't remember the name of the school. It's so small. They were looking at Edmonds, the running back Edmonds, not the linebacker Edmonds, but the running back Edmonds. And I don't have any problem with it. He looks like a Teron Ward clone, but if that's something the Falcons want to do, grab a really late round running back and go grab a guy like him and bring him in, then I wouldn't have any problem with that. And then Teron Ward goes off and, off into the sunset and whatever he wants to do. But again, I can't answer a question like that until I know more. This show is all about the facts and the truth. There's a lot of speculation sometimes, but at least we're not lying through our teeth. And I pride myself on that. So, and this is your home. This is all your homes to talk football, talk Falcons, and bounce ideas off of each other. And that's what's so fun. That's what's still fun. Jason Strong says, still have Brian Hill. LOL. Cornerback Hilton Hill out of the University of Texas, who I really like, by the way, would be a great undrafted free agent. He won't. To try to sign as he came out of junior, but wasn't invited to the combine. Look at the film on this young man, 6'3", 205. He won't make it out of the draft undrafted. I'm pretty sure Hilton Hill's going to get drafted. The size, the speed, everything that he has done, he looks really, really good. I know he's a junior, but I honestly think that he can start for a team somewhere as a nickel or something like that. I don't think he goes undrafted. I really don't. But David Wright, maybe you're correct. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Brian, no, yeah. That was Jason Strong always gets us with the good jokes. So let's remember. Honestly, I like Schaub. Knows the offense more than Matt. Man. Are you trying to troll me? I don't have any problem with Shaw being the backup quarterback. I just don't want him getting, that much money. So I would much rather roll with a rookie or someone else than Shaw just kind of sitting there eating up my funds. You know what I mean? Shaw either needs to restructure or he needs to be cut. That's just me. But yeah, isn't Trevor Knight a Falcons backup QB? Not sure, Cody. Not sure. I might need to look into that. Who is the defensive coordinator after Manuel leaves? It'd be really interesting if it was Morris, but I would love Olbrich to be the defensive coordinator. So if you guys have any more questions, please hit me up in the chat box. Please do. I want to hear him. Bring back taking part of Wilson backup. Oh boy. Oh boy. Good memes. Give me your best. I want to hear your best Falcons meme in the chat. If you have any questions or a Falcons statement that's so memey, so trollish, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see what my grounders are really good at. That they're really good at, like, memeing. So. But yes. That is, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. The Rams are making moves everywhere. And Philly gets Bennett. And what did Quinn went to Miami? Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever, man. What Wakanda Kings never did anything wrong. Wakanda Kings, past Wakanda Kings never did anything wrong, man. What about my analogy for trading our first round pick for a team's second, third, and fourth round picks this year? Lol. What about the Sean Elliott from Texas? You think you'd be an upgrade over Ricardo Allen? You got KZ, though. I mean, I just throw that out there. Hey, what's Joey Harrington doing these days? Jason Strong. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that got me. Okay, that got me. That got me good. Oh, that was good. That was good stuff. Okay. All right. KZ playing nickel, right? He's apparently in camp. He's gonna play some nickel. Nickel CB, and he's gonna be the backup free safety. So I don't know what the Falcons are doing. That's, if they're saying that kind of stuff, they got some stuff up their sleeves now, don't they? They got some crazy things going on, don't they? So, all right, guys, thank you so much. If you like the show, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. We're almost to 2,000 subs. We're about 100, 120, 110 subs away from 2K. So definitely, if you like the show, thumbs up. Definitely sub to the channel. Notification button so that you get all the notifications for my channel going live and all of my film going up for you guys. Road to 100K. We ain't there yet. I ain't thinking about that. If we somehow got to 100K, that'd be so cool. Where are we at? Oh yes, like button, subscribe, notification button. Hit me up at UNGR_show on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure that you check out our Patreon if you want to drop a dollar in there. And if you don't want to use some of your own money, then you can obviously just watch some of the ads that come up. Just don't skip them. That would be nice of you. You'd be so nice. Good stuff, Dan, as usual. Thank you, Jason Strong. I really appreciate it. Unintentional Grounding t-shirts coming out in the next few weeks. Prepare yourselves. It's going to be interesting. Having somebody work on something. We're going to have a debut on Instagram and on Twitter. And y'all going to check that out. I've been teasing it for a couple months now that we were thinking about doing it, that we're trying to get some stuff for it. And now we're going to do it. It's going to happen. And I would really appreciate your support if you bought one of those. So, with that being said, Brian Leftwich was always fun to watch. Oh, Lord. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate all your support. Spread this out to Falcons fans you know. Share this content with the peeps. Share this channel with some of your Falcons peeps you know. Help us get to 2K. And as I say at the end of every one of my shows, you're listening to nothing but the facts and the truth. And I really appreciate all of you guys for not only your support on Patreon, your support on Twitter, your support on here, but just your support all over on any social media platform. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you to every single one of you for helping this channel out. It's been a blast. Really, really has. So I will talk to you guys later. I am not going to be doing a show tomorrow. I'm going to be on Mixer. Baboom. Mixer.com/GoatyRamSam. That's where I'll be over the weekend. Check me out. I'm playing some new games. Playing all kinds of stuff. Chilling with you guys. Answering your questions. Just hanging out. You can support me there. That would be awesome. I'd really appreciate it. Just play some video games. Talk about life stuff. Peace, hair grease, Falcons out. Rise up. Get it.